It's not who I am underneath, but what I do that defines me.
You won't find the answers by looking at the stars. It's a journey you'll have to take by looking inside yourself. You must write your own destiny.
Remember, with great power comes great responsibility.
What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. It's me, your humble host, Jay Esco, and we're here with another movie review. I have finally seen Marvel's new movie, or should I say Sony's new movie, Morbius. Now, honestly, to be perfectly honest with you guys, the only thing I remember from the character of Morbius was watching the Spider-Man animated series from the 90s. However, it was Spider-Man that got me into Marvel, and it was Spider-Man that got me into Marvel comic books, and that's how I started getting introduced to a lot of these characters. Spider-Man and the X-Men is what really got me interested in the Marvel aspect. I was always a DC fan, but hey, I love Marvel too. Now, there's been a lot of hate for this movie, and quite honestly, it does not deserve all the hate it gets. It really, really does not deserve all the hate. I enjoyed myself. I thought there was a lot of valid action scenes, a lot of impressive action scenes. Some of the special effects were really top-notch. They really, really nailed the origin of Morbius. You know, if you don't know the character of Morbius, you know, basically he's dying from a rare blood disease, and he is in search of a cure. And while searching for a cure, he obviously puts himself at risk, experimenting with things that he shouldn't be experimenting with. And it does follow the origin of the comic book, and it also begins like the comic book begins, you know, with it being on that ship, you know, that abandoned ship or whatever. But basically, I gotta say, I really enjoyed myself. Jared Leto does a solid performance. I think, you know, a lot of people can agree that they wouldn't have casted him for the Joker. I don't think he was the right fit for the Joker, but I do think he is the right fit for Michael Morbius. Like, to me, he looks like Michael Morbius. I look at him, I don't see anybody else but Morbius. And I gotta say that, you know, he does a really good job with the character. The effects of how they made him look like the comic book is very identical. It's very identical. They even have shots from the comic book pages that are straight up in this movie. So they obviously did their research. And a lot of the other actors do a really good job. Matt Smith does a really good job. Tyrese is in the movie. It's not exactly his first movie, and he's been around for a while, along with some of the other actors that are in this movie. I do think that they spend a decent amount of time on his origin. You kind of get what kind of man he is, and then you know that this experiment that he does just goes horribly wrong, and it's obvious that he does not want to hurt anyone, but he has no choice. It's kind of like a bloodlust, you know, which makes perfect sense. There are scenes in this movie that make you think, okay, come on, that should have been rated R. You know, there were certain scenes where Morbius would attack somebody, and you're like, okay, no blood splattered, no, you know, but since it's PG-13, they obviously couldn't show as much blood. But honestly, I feel like some of those scenes should have been reshot better. That way it doesn't make it obvious that a person's throat is probably, you know? They should have done something better with that. But aside from that, like I said, that's just me nitpicking. There's only one or two scenes where I'm like, eh. I'm hoping that when this movie comes out on Blu-ray or on DVD, that they come out with an unrated edition and they add the blood in later on for some of those scenes, because that would just make the film that much better. But it is time for the Owen Wilson rating. I give Morbius 4 out of 5 wows.
Wow, you're so dominant.
Is it as good as the Avengers? No. But I'm not expecting the Avengers. I'm not expecting the greatest Marvel movie ever made here. It's not up there with Spider-Man. God, no. But I will say I still had a good time with it. I still enjoyed myself. There are 2 mid-credit scenes in the film. I am not going to say anything about what they are. It's kind of obvious what they are. I feel like they kind of spoiled it, you know, in the trailer, which is unfortunate. But aside from that, I enjoyed myself. Have you guys seen Morbius? What did you guys think of Morbius? Let me know in the comments. As always, comments underneath. No drama, no beef. Thanks for stopping by. I'm the Movie Madness Guy.